Is there another rappel after the arch?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you can't hike up from the bottom and see this arch. Like, this is the only way to see this arch.
Yes.
That's so cool.
So you're coming in for knuckles, I go like this, and then you open your palm. That. So it's the turkey. So the
like
turkey,
that.
like gobble gobble.
Let's do one more time so I
Okay.
remember, because I'm old. I like
Yeah. This is like a little human, and this is your alien, and it's like bursting through your stomach, like you know in the movie.
That went into the tree. That was like last second of friction.
Perfect. You're looking good. You're looking good.
We are somewhere between Hanksville and the Hike Crossing in the North Wash Canyon area, participating in an event called the North Wash Rendezvous. What else can you tell us about who we're with and what we're doing today?
We are hanging out with Canyoneering Chicks Coalition today. They are a nonprofit and we're just having a good time. They're taking us on a trail called Hogwarts. We're gonna expect some rappels, I think 4 rappels and a really spectacular arch. Looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, this could be a pretty awesome day. It only makes sense that in order to have 4 rappels and one of them be 90 feet, that you first got to go up about 500 feet. This is the Dudes and Chicks event, which only happens once a year. Typically, you guys are still going out with just women. So excited to be here because we literally could not and would not try to do this on our own because we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it safely.
We teach people skills. We want people to learn how to check out anchors, understand what the rigging, how to inspect the rigging, right? Not just be a passenger, right? That's a dirty word in canyoneering.
Is passenger?
Passenger princess.
Okay.
Yes, so we talk about that a lot. You want to be contributing, a contributing team member. It's
Okay.
really important because this is a team sport.
What are your favorite things about this trail we're doing today?
There's some really beautiful rappels in this canyon, and there's one really beautiful rappel where you get to go rappel through an arch. It's an awesome rappel. Doing many little trainings as we go and teaching people as we go is really important because it sets up the day really nicely.
When we have rendezvous like this, I lead, and then there's other like coaching program and things. So I coach the, new canyoneers and things. I love leading in the canyon, and I just want to show them the freaking this beautiful world. I mean, this canyoneering world, and that's my thing. I love it.
How Canyon Chicks started, my husband and I were backpackers, and he was looking for routes.
I just saw a picture where some people were getting some really cool places where they needed ropes.
And he said, Charlene, kind of funny, he said, if we get a couple skills, we could go to these amazing places. And so we took a class at the University of Utah, and then we just both fell in love, and we just went every weekend.
Then a couple years later, I got invited to start teaching there,
Okay,
and then now I run the program.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
So how long have you been running the program?
I've been running the program for about 9 years, 8 years.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
how often are you out with students?
We're out for like a month in the fall, a month in the spring, and then we have a class in the summer.
Spring semester, summer semester, fall semester, he's out of commission, right? And I'm just like, my adventure buddy's gone, right? But then I started to think about it. I'm like, wait a minute, I know a lot of women that canyoneer. So I started planning trips with my girlfriends. I just felt like it would be really great to create a safe space for women in a male-dominated sport where women could help other women learn how to be skilled, competent canyoneers.
You've got a break that you are responsible for, it gives you a lot of control and trust in yourself, that you're just trusting your gear, trusting your rope.
Group cohesion. That is actually a really important thing. So everyone needs to be able to get along with one another, and yeah, you know, having a degree of humor and yeah, understanding where they're coming from is really important. If the group doesn't gel, that can complicate things.
Being in the canyon, it's a very mindful experience. Like, you have to be present. It's social and fun. I just think I'm biased, but I think it's the best.
It's been fun because I've been with you now 2 days, yesterday and today, and you're a ton of fun. And the fact that you've only been doing this for 2 years, I feel like you're super knowledgeable.
Oh, thank
I feel
you.
super safe with you.
Thank you.
I feel like I can ask you questions and you can tell me and teach me.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm grateful to Canyoning Chicks, just giving me opportunities and friendships.
You bond quickly when you depend on each other for safety.
It is so beautiful, and there is so much. We're right here next to the highway that goes between Hanksville and Hike Crossing, and I love this road on my motorcycle. I had no idea there was all this right off the road right here, all these canyoneering routes.
Yeah.
There's so much in here, and it's been so nice to have you guys show us around. And like, because I could have never done this on my own. You know, we can go hiking, but this is not hiking. You can't do this on your own.
I know.
So we're so grateful for the good guys like you that have really taken care of us and taught us things and been patient with us. It's been so great.
Thank you. We love you so much.
You're out here and you're fully present. You get to really remember what it's like to be human again.
Yeah.
And to just experience things as simple as the wind on your face.
Yeah.
You know, to push yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Realize what the human body can do.
Yeah. I don't know, we connect with people too. I love it. I just love it.
Well, while we're taking a break for a second, let's do this week's sticker winner, who is Michael Neiman, who has won an EasyFlate Air Boost. Congratulations, Michael. EasyFlate covers all of your portable air compressor needs. Visit easyflate.com for more information. Congratulations, Michael, and be sure to send us an email, message us on Facebook, or leave us a voicemail to claim your prize.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are some trips that they do that are just women only. Is that right?
Right, mostly women only. Right.
And so, how does that make you feel? Are you, what are you? You go out with the boys, or what are you doing then?
I think it's fantastic because it's so different. I'm really impressed by it because it started out with just a few women getting together, and now it's grown to this big organization, and they've gone international. They've done international trips and everything like that. Canyoneering for so long was just a male sport, right? A lot of male and all that kind of stuff. And now it's great because their whole mission statement is to get more women leaders into canyoneering, and it's just fun to watch it grow. So I've really been impressed by her building this organization where all these women are empowering each woman and making it grow and getting more leaders, women canyon leaders in canyoneering. It's awesome.
All right, Joe, so I'm saying this should be aptly named the sketchy anchor. What do they actually call it?
We call these marginal anchors.
Marginal, yeah, that's basically the same thing.
In canyons, as you've learned, we don't really have very good anchors for rappelling on. And we have to build these things, and we have to come up with whatever material happens to be in the area. So here it just so happens that there's quite a bit of rocks, fairly large rocks. What you're just seeing here is physics being applied in the real world.
That's crazy. We're going to rappel 90 feet off of that?
Something like that.
Free hanging.
Yeah.
This is the free hang rappel. 90 feet off of a pile of rocks.
So this is just one component of an entire system. with the friction going over the edge and being applied into these rocks, the amount of actual pressure on that rock is a percentage of that.
But underneath us is also a meat anchor, which also sounds super secure, but that's just a human being as backup.
Exactly, and you note that the rope is slack, so we're not relying on the backup, it's only as a fail-safe.
All right, well, the love of my life is about to go over a 100-foot cliff based on that, so I hope that you're right.
One of the favorite parts for me is I get down at the bottom and then I look back up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I did that. That was so cool.
Yeah. And we talked about it too, like I'm still nervous. I still get scared. And I think doing things that make you really nervous and scared and overcoming that, I think.
Outside your comfort.
That
outside
helps,
the comfort
that
zone.
helps empower you and you feel stronger than you were before. Carrie, this has been a super new experience for Neil and I, kind of out of our comfort zone. And a couple times I've kind of cursed your name this week because I'm doing something hard and I'm like, Carrie, you're a friend of ours and you said, hey, you guys gotta come try this.
You know, I think a lot of times we have these ideas in our heads of what we're capable of and what our limits are. And I really wanted to challenge those limits and see like, maybe I could do that, you know? And canyoneering is something that is really difficult to break into, right? There's a lot of gear, there's a lot of technical skill needed and things like that.
Right.
So when I found out about Canyoneering Chicks, it just really opened up a lot of doors because I didn't need to know anything. I just had to show up and be willing to learn. And then they slowly but surely guided me through that process of becoming more and more confident, right? To where I am now.
Okay, so Carrie, you've been learning how to do the rigging, and now you're gonna do it on your own for the first time.
One of the really cool things about Canyoneering Chicks is that they are teaching you how to do stuff. You don't just show up and run down and be a passenger princess the whole time. So that's what I've been working on, is learning how to do this stuff. No man on their own is a big principle in canyoneering. Everybody's responsible for each other. So Cole is the lead. He's actually gonna be watching me do all of this and talking me through it to make sure that I'm doing it right and everybody's safe. So first thing we do is we come up to our anchor, we check our webbing, right? We make sure that there's no frays in it, that it looks healthy, and it's not gonna break on you while you're going down. That's kind of important. You come around and you make sure your rock is not hollow, you know, it's not just gonna crumble on you. Make sure you've got like a solid rock there. So first thing, I'm looking down here and I'm like, okay, that's like 20, 30 feet, right? So I gotta measure out that amount of rope and make sure it hits the bottom, so that nobody rappels off the end of their rope. That's how people die. And we have to be quiet at this part because we want to listen for the sound of the rope hitting the ground. That lets us know that we've measured out enough rope. Rope. That looks good. Okay.
It's my happy place. I just love being outside, and I love the challenge of it. You know, learning how to navigate your body through unusual spaces.
I just watched you slide down a rock face, like no ropes. Just like, I'm just gonna slide down this vertical rock slide and just hope that my people at the bottom will catch me. Partner capturing.
assist. There's a lot of great techniques that you can use when you're on a good team, and that's part of it. I like the team aspect of it, where you're relying on one another, and it really develops camaraderie and trust. And I like the problem solving and troubleshooting, and I like the team aspect. That's a big part. And then of course, being in beautiful places that not everybody gets to see.
It's just gorgeous out here, right?
I'm impressed every time I attend a Canyoneering Chicks event, because they just keep getting better and better and better organized. Cooler stuff at the raffle that you can win. And they got a lot of local people to donate. That's a new thing.
Yeah, a lot of people right out of Hanksville donating stuff.
Which is really neat to kind of have them support it.
Let's do it to the rock. You're gonna tell me So reach for your shoulders.
Reach for shoulders.
And then bring me down. Bring me down. There we go. Excellent. That was good.
There's so much teamwork involved in it too, right? Like there's such a sense of community because you really have to be all up in each other's business to like make sure everybody's safe. Like there's this saying in canyoneering, right, that like nobody is responsible for themselves only. Like you are all responsible for each other, right? You're checking each other, making all your gears all hooked in correctly and everything. And it just feels so safe and supportive, which, I mean, for me being like a single mom, that's like, this is where I go to fill my bucket of like, look, I'm not alone in the world. Like I've got other people taking care of me. I can take a load off and know somebody's got my back. Yeah, it's kind of crazy to like trust your life in a stranger's hands, right? And then we do it and we realize like, oh, the world's not such a terrible place. You know, like there's really more amazing, wonderful people that are trustworthy and that you really can rely on than there are not. And it kind of gives me a positive sense of like humanity.
It's definitely like kind of the ultimate icebreaker too, because we're like, hi, my name is Sarah. Will you like hold my life in your hands? And they're like, yeah, I got you. And they really genuinely do. And so what I'm doing here is if he starts to fall or something, I just pull.
Yep, you just pull. And it's not very much.
Not very much, just a little.
Yeah, we can do it.
And then I keep tension. Oh, slack.
You know, I am actually liking that a lot, that you have this high adrenaline moment and then it's like you calm right back down and now we're just sitting because we're rigging up the next thing and it's one at a time. So it is a lot of start and go, but in such a beautiful place. Yeah. It's so nice to just chill. You are really kind of like the case study for Canyon Chicks Coalition because
yeah, start to finish of not knowing anything.
You don't know anything. And you've started, this is your third year, right? And you're learning
halfway down and then he asked
and probably getting close to the point where you might be able to do a lead or co-lead with somebody. But you're getting there.
For sure, I'm getting there.
So you are doing exactly the thing that their mission was to do.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
Get more women outside and feeling confident on the ropes and like they've got the skills to succeed and help others succeed too, just pass it on.
As somebody said, this whole canyon could be done without ropes.
Because everything we were rappelling was so narrow.
Super narrow.
And the really hard thing about that for me is that there wasn't an obvious right way to go down. And so it just felt really unsettling. And it's like if you went too far out to where you felt like you had room to put your feet, if you got on the rope, then you would swing into the crevice.
Yeah, and kind of like bang your shoulders or knees.
Yeah.
What's really, really rewarding for us is that most of our leaders came to us never rappelled before. Like a lot of leaders this weekend, like most of the leaders this weekend, we were their first canyon.
Oh, so cool.
And you watch them just go from being, you know, totally scared to rappel to being a leader.
That's so cool.
So we have 37 women in the leadership program. We are a 501c3 and our mission is to just share this, you know, trying to make canyoning education more accessible to more people, because these types of things, I feel very passionate, should be available to everyone. And you don't need a lot of gear, like a helmet, 3 carabiners, a rappel device, and a climbing harness, and some decent shoes. Yeah. You can start.
Off rope! Okay. Is Neil next? Yeah, Neil's coming next. Okay.
I'm so glad you guys came. It's very rare to find friends that are willing to like do something this out of the box, this like scary and new, you know. So I appreciate that you guys have such like an adventurous spirit and trusted me.
Oh, you got it. Hold on. Can you take your back?
Feels like I got it. Sure, no, I'll get it. I got it. I'm good.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Okay.
Bruce, you turn 69 next month, and you've talked a bunch about some of these students, these kids you call them, that you're teaching, and some of them have a hard time keeping up with you.
I get told to slow down a lot by the students because I'm a very fast hiker and everything like that. And I don't know, it just seems like there's like a certain number of students who are like really do a lot of exercise and everything like that and just love the outdoors and they just go for it a lot. The adventuresome ones, the ones who like to go into the unknown and all this kind of stuff, because every time you're in a canyon it's different. You always get asked by the students what's your favorite canyon, and I always say it's the one I'm in.
It's the one I'm in. That's a good answer.
I love that. I love them.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
She was slipping, so I was helping her to sit.
I think when you come out to events like this, you're outdoors, you're pushing yourself, working hard, having to communicate, having to be a team, you really only get the top best people on the planet out to do stuff like this, right? Just very purposeful individuals, and so it's been a lot of fun to be around your people. We've met a handful, and they're all just top-notch folks.
You know, we all seem to be kind of cut from the same cloth. We're kind of the same tribe of folks, right? We love the outdoors. This is our happy place. You know, we're all passionate about this. We love to teach and share. We love new people that we can, see the light bulb turn on. We love to be able to help empower people, to do canyons they wouldn't normally do. So a lot of people this weekend are doing our canyons, which they wouldn't do, by themselves, but because they have leaders.
North Wash Rendezvous, Canyoneering Chicks Coalition, everyone's been so helpful to us, especially as newbies. And I think that any newbie would probably get the same treatment, so that's awesome. Yeah. Also the town of Hanksville that stepped up and supported and donated to the North Wash Rendezvous event. They stepped up in a big way, and
yeah, just a great group of people. Everybody that we've done a canyon with has been super awesome, super helpful, and just loved it.
Yeah, speaking of love you. Let's go home.